Donald Trump just did an executive order to cut the Department of Education down to the bone, meaning the Department of Education secretary would do that. Here's the problem. It's illegal. He can't do that. You need a 60 plus vote in the Senate. You need 2/3 of the House of Representatives to do that. And you hadn't done that. And you can't do it. And it's against the law. So what's going to happen? There's going to be lawsuits coming. There's going to be lawsuits coming from the states because this affects the states. And the states have been on point for the last 7 weeks, everybody. We've had the attorneys and the governors, like my governors and AG here in Chicago, Pritzker and Raul, who have been on top of it along with other states. And it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight, a straight up ugly fight. But so far, here's the good news. Out of 27 court rulings, we've won 26, including the one we've won today in the Supreme Court, where nonprofits who were trying to get their money from USAID got kicked up, and all the lower courts ruled against Trump and said, give them that $2 billion. Not much because they cut $500 billion, but they $2 billion. I hope that this causes other organizations and people who got their money cut to sue as well and see if they can use that precedent. So what happened is when the lower courts ruled against him, Trump kicks it up to the higher courts. And a lot of you say, well, he owns the Supreme Court. Apparently not, because they ruled against him. And he's got another case in there so he could fire employees any way he wants to because the lower court's been saying no. And there's been a watchdog, 2 watchdogs who got fired, fought back, and won in the lower courts, and they got kicked up to the higher court, and it doesn't look good for him. I think he could lose that too. If he loses that, he loses the power to fire federal employees any way he wants. I mean, right now, think about it. Today, they got plans. It just broke that they got plans to for 80,000 employees out of the VA's office to get fired. You know, 1/3 of those employees are actual veterans. Yeah, that's crazy. So we're trying to do that. The other win we had out of those 26 out of 27 wins is we also won one for the American Bar Association. And American Bar Association beat them back. So any of these people who align and try to do something is crazy. Plus, we have a case that's in works right now. We got a good chance of winning 14 states out of all these states. Big shout out to Pritzker and Raul, my governor and attorney general's office. They are winning. All of these states are winning. Up to 22 states have been suing since the beginning of the Trump administration because they're just flat out breaking the law. But here's the great part about that. They've been losing almost every case. Here's the other thing I want you to understand. This case where these 14 states, including my state here in Chicago, Illinois, are suing. These states are suing. The judge is Judge Chutkan, who is an Obama-appointed judge who was the judge for the insurrection. Good judge. But keep in mind, the other judges have been Trump appointees, Reagan appointees, Bush appointees. It has nothing to do with party lines. They've been protecting the Constitution and straight-up written law. The judicial branch has been saving our assets, seriously. But here's the thing I want to point out. This particular case, the DOJ signed an affidavit under perjury that Elon Musk is not the head of DOGE. Now, wait a minute. That came from the White House. He's head of DOGE. It came from the GOP lawmakers. He's head of DOGE. You know what else gives us an idea he's head of DOGE? Yesterday, the State of the Union. He said that Elon is head of DOGE. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. They could lose that case. If they lose that case, Elon Musk is out. Because the case, and I'm sorry I didn't explain that earlier, is that the actual case is to get Elon removed from the Trump, from being able to make decisions and anything in DOGE and shut anything down. He would be banned from departments, excuse me. And here's the interesting part about that, where it gets interesting, is that if he's banned, here's the plan of Trump. His thing is, if he loses, he's going to try to win in the appeals court. If he loses in the appeals court, he's going to kick it to the Supreme Court. And a lot of you say, well, the Supreme Court is bought. Well, no, he just lost today. There's a chance he could lose repeatedly in the Supreme Court as he's lost in the lower courts. He's been losing. The only one he won was the right to make an offer to a buyout offer to employees. They said that wasn't unconstitutional. Other than that, he's lost. He's lost 26 out of 27. I like our odds. So as much as everybody wants to doom and gloom and everything is bad, it's not. It's going to be some collateral damage. It's going to look ugly. They're messing with systems. It's bad. It's bad, but it's not permanent. It's going to be a long-term fight. And so far in the fight, we're winning. Hang in there. By the way, join me on YouTube. Darren Monroe Politics, because TikTok may be gone in 30 days. And if you're looking at YouTube, make sure that you subscribe over there, Darren Monroe Politics. Thanks. Stay strong.